hard for healthy people to understand. We know that it's hard for healthy people to cope. And, honestly, I think to a large degree, people like me scare the crap out of healthy people because I don't look like there's anything wrong with me. And yet, people who know me, people who see me on a regular basis, they can tell, they can see it in my face, they can see it in my body movements, in my body language. They know. But we don't expect you to understand. You can't. You can't. A good day for someone like me is like you having the flu, body aches. When's the last time you had the flu and how productive were you? We keep to ourselves because we don't want to be a burden. We don't want to sit there and just whine and complain at you all day. Who the hell wants to spend time with someone who's always negative? Okay, that's part of it. But I don't want to be a burden to anybody. I don't I have friends that they get upset, not that they're mad at me, but and I know that. I don't take it that way, but they get upset on my behalf because they feel it's so unjust and you're a nice person, but you know, bad things happen to nice people all the time. There could probably be an argument made about karma here, but we're not going to go there. But we keep to ourselves because we don't want to burden you with this crap. We don't talk about it because healthy people, man, sometimes y'all can be belittling so bad. So it's a huge problem. Don't do that. I really try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. I try to assume, even if you're inelegant in your approach, that you mean well and that you're trying. Like when people say to me, well, I hurt too. Okay. My assumption when someone says that to me is, okay, you're trying to build a bridge of understanding, but you know what you're doing? There's no nice way to put this. You're pissing me off because you're dismissing what I go through. Because of course everybody hurts sometimes, but until you have spent literally years chasing a diagnosis, till you have spent, I bet you all cumulative, I don't even want to know how much time I've spent cumulatively in doctor's offices dealing with this crap. Until you've been there, it's not the same thing. Don't dismiss what somebody else is going through. I hurt not quite 24/7, but pretty much 24/7. I chased a diagnosis for years and years. And you know what else we really hate? And I'm gonna speak for most of the chronically ill community here. You would just feel better if you fill in the blank. You would just feel better if you lost weight. You would just feel better if you exercised more. You would just feel better if you ate better. Are you a doctor? Are you my doctor? Then shut the hell up. I guarantee you, we have had these conversations with our medical professionals. And as for me, I literally cannot work out more than I do right now, or I would, because that's my stress outlet. That's my go-to. I had to give up what I was doing for years because it was too strenuous on my poor, messed up body. But don't tell people, oh, you'll feel better if you just lose weight. They know. Okay? They know. They know that a more nutritious diet is going to be beneficial. But until you're the one who's been up all night and you're flaring, you had a horrible night with insomnia, you worked all day, or you've dealt with kids all day, or both, because a lot of people do both. And then someone tells you, well, you just feel better if you ate better. Well, if I've had 3 hours of sleep, I'm not cooking. I'm not cooking. And as we all know, grab and go, especially if you're in a big city, you can probably find grab and go that's pretty healthy. But in a town my size, there's not healthy grab and go. Now, if you came to me, and this is where I differ from most people that I've talked to about this, and over the years I've talked to a hell of a lot of people about this stuff. If you come to me, hey, I just heard about this supplement or this, and I don't know if I'm frozen again. I'm just going to keep talking. This supplement or CBD or THC or whatever the heck it is. I am going to appreciate the intent. Even if I'm not interested at all, even if I'm going to completely disregard everything that you're saying, I appreciate the fact that you were compassionate enough and that you cared about me enough to think of me. But I will tell you, that puts me in a minority. Most people don't want to hear it. So my advice to you on that, if you have something you're just like, man, she may not want to hear it, but I just think this could help. Suggest, hey, you've probably heard this, but I ran across this and I thought I'd send it along to you. And you know what? Even if if I've read the same article 1,000 times, I'd rather you sent it to me for the 1,001st time than have everybody assume that I've read it and nobody ever sent it to me. What if it's good information? I really hope I'm not frozen. I can't tell. This is really frustrating, but I'm just going to keep going. Y'all don't have any idea what it's like. So when you tell us how to handle it, it just pisses us off, frankly. We don't like to talk about it because it's embarrassing. There's no dignity in health issues. And a lot of the stuff that we deal with is just not kitchen conversation. It's not something we want to discuss. We don't talk about it because of a fear of rejection. This shit's already isolating enough by its very nature. We don't want to go out much. We can't go out much. That's not a reflection on you. For goodness sakes, if you have plans with someone who has health issues and they cancel, it's not about you. You shouldn't need to be told that, for goodness sakes. But it needs to be said because people take it very personally. You know, if you really want to spend time with that person who's like, hey, I'm sorry, I feel like crap, I can't go. Instead of being a little prima donna and throwing a tantrum about how inconvenienced you are, why don't you offer to pick up their favorite meal and come over and hang out and be low maintenance and just be company? I don't have any friends here. I mean, yes, I could, but I'm really weird about my space because I'm introverted and I'm cluttered and I'm very weird about my space. But I used to have friends that would come over and they just shut the hell up. And I know that sounds terrible, but if I'm having a really bad day, just having that quiet, comfortable companionship, it meant everything. They didn't expect me to be on. They didn't expect me to entertain them. They just wanted me to know they were there. I miss that. Anyway, those of us who do post, we're just looking for fellowship and friendship. We don't want to be forgotten. We don't see a lot of people in real life. Social media is my social life. Make of that what you will. But I live like 200 road miles from the Arctic Circle. 120 miles as the raven flies because we don't have crows here. And yeah, I get really isolated. I want to feel normal. I want to have an outlet. Sometimes I just want to vent. Sometimes I just want to just basically scream into the void. Social media is great for that. But we just want to be seen and heard. We don't want to be forgotten about. But I have no idea because the little indicator that shows me that my microphone is working, but my picture's been frozen for quite a while now. So I have no idea if I froze up and lost the end of this or not. But I don't like the picture that I'm looking at of myself right now. So I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to get off of here. I hope y'all have a great night. Look, if you're dealing with health issues or you have a loved one who's dealing with health issues, drop me a line on Twitter at Alaskan Courtney. I know I can help you. This is what I'm probably the most passionate about in my life because I remember, excuse me, I remember what it was like when I was first diagnosed and I didn't have anybody positive to look up to who could understand what I was going through. So if that's you, drop me a line. I try to be very responsive. I don't know what else I was going to say. Have a great night. I will be back Wednesday at 5 o'clock Alaska.